I always say, if you have the attention span of a turtle, go ahead and fast forward so you can hear my birth story if you're not interested in the recipe. And yeah. All right, let's get into this recipe real quick. I'm gonna be adding my eggs, my half and half. You can use milk or heavy cream, whichever one you're comfortable with. My vanilla, my cinnamon, a little sugar, and some nutmeg. Remember, your half and half, your cream, milk, whatever, should be less than your eggs because this is like a custard. You don't want it to be too runny. And so you're gonna whisk this for your life. You wanna whisk this like your life depended on it, because you really wanna break down the proteins in the eggs so it could be, nice and even when you put it over your bread. French toast is just one of those dishes that are easy, simple, humble beginnings, cheap to make. You can use whatever bread you prefer. This is the bread that I'll be using today, brioche style bread. I got it from Kroger, I think. But I only buy this bread if I'm making like French toast. I don't like this bread for like just regular toast or sandwiches. I feel like it's too thick. But when you're making French toast, you want something with some body, and that's why I use the brioche bread. You want to dunk your bread on both sides for about 2 to 3 seconds. Don't oversog the bread. And then you want to add it to your butter. I did add about a tablespoon of oil as well so that the butter wouldn't burn. And that's pretty much what I did. And then you just want to repeat the process. Add the bread to the custard mixture and then flip it over as per usual. Look at all that cinnamon, vanilla. It smells so good too, by the way. And then I'm going to put it into the pan. Now for me, I didn't have any syrup in the house. And so I had to do a makeshift sauce, which I didn't even bother to show because it wasn't important. It wasn't nothing much but honey butter and some apple juice, and that was it. But as usual, all ingredient measurements will be in my description box if you want to make the little honey butter situation. Again, it's not much of anything. If I had the syrup, I wouldn't have done it. Literally, I wouldn't have done it, but I didn't have any syrup. So once you flip it over, it should be nice and golden brown like this. It looks so good. And I cooked it for about 2 minutes per side. It doesn't take super long at all. And now I'm just going to build it. So now I'm going to add a slice. Then I'm going to add some bananas and strawberries for leverage. And of course, for it to just be layered and cute. I'm going to drizzle on the sauce between each layer as well. You could put whipped cream between each layer to make it even more decadent, but I feel like that's too much. And so I'm going to again layer some bananas and strawberries. You can use blueberries. You could cook your berries if you prefer. The only fruit I really like cooked on like pancakes, waffles, and French toast is blueberries. I feel like blueberries are that girl. Like, blueberries is that girl, for real. Like, it's that girl. It's so good on anything breakfast when it's cooked. But bananas and strawberries, I prefer it, plain. All right, and now I'm gonna top it off with some more strawberries and bananas just like this. Add some whipped cream, of course. If you're living on the edge, make your own whipped cream. I didn't. And then you want to drizzle some more Swiss or your maple syrup or your syrup in your house, anything over top. And look how amazing these look. They're super easy to make, very few ingredients. Anyone can make them. They're not hard to make at all. And look at this, just perfect. No bells, no whistles. This is straight up just some good French toast. And so, this is what it looks like inside. Nice and fluffy and good to go. And I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you do, tag me, let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoy my birth story. I'll catch you on my next video. Okay, so let's talk about it. I went to my 37-week appointment with my child's father, of course. Anyway, she checked me and realized that, something wasn't too right. We gotta go. So immediately she said we have to go to get induced. Be pregnant anymore. I was so excited, so happy. So I told her we could be at the hospital in an hour. I needed to rush home to get a couple more things and then I'll be on my way. They hooked me up to get me induced, and my blood pressure was elevated, and so they had to start a magnesium drip. Now that magnesium drip didn't go off too well with me, my blood pressure, and everything else I had going on. The first night, the first day, got the magnesium drip. Now it's like evening time. I needed to go to the restroom. Now it's time for me to get up. Y'all, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up and I literally fainted. This was the first night of being induced. You would think that they would just go ahead and give me a C-section right then and there, but nope, she still refused. Remind you, I've always wanted a C-section from the beginning because I just did not want a horrible birth experience at all. I didn't want to deal with any pain. We're going to get into pain, by the way. We really need to talk about pain. We're going to talk about pain in a minute. It's always the client. She said, you know, we don't just give C-sections willy-nilly because we want it. That's not how it goes. I'm like, all right, whatever. Day 2 comes. Still no baby. I think I was about maybe 2 centimeters dilated by the second day. I was getting nowhere. Third day. Okay, now we're looking at about, I don't know, 60 something hours, trying to be induced. The baby's not moving. Oh, we have to go ahead and give you a C-section because it's just not working out. At this point, I was just so exhausted, so over labor, so didn't even want to deal with it anymore. Like, I don't even care anymore. And so now here we are, we're getting to the OR. And they were hooking me up to all these machines, and like, I've never seen so many people in my life and so many people rushing in and out. Like, they were rushing in and out. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe that's just how it goes. Not realizing I'm in an emergency C-section because it wasn't explained to me that way. It was just explained that I'm going to go do a C-section. My baby's father still was not in the OR. He still wasn't in the OR. And I was crying because I'm like, listen, this is his first kid. He needs to be here. So that was the last thing I remember, was him coming in asking me if I was okay. They were just waiting to hook me up before he was able to come in. And I swear to y'all, that is the last thing I remember. I remember none of my birth. I never got to see my baby when she came out. I never got to see my baby that day. I got to see her probably the end of the following day or the day after that. I remember nothing. The last thing I remember is my daughter's father's face. That's it. Nothing else. I remember nothing else. Memory wiped, completely gone. Anyway, come to find out, I had to get a blood transfusion while I was in OR, and I had a second blood transfusion outside of the OR. I also had to get an iron transfusion, and it was a mess. You know, I wasn't allowed to see her that day because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. 1 second. Yeah, my baby, when she came out, anything we had planned as far as like cute pictures or him holding my placenta, which is what we really wanted, a picture with him and my placenta. Don't ask why. I'm a weirdo. This will be my first and last kid because, as you guys know, I had no plans of having children, and so this was a miracle in itself. Till this day, I don't even know how I got pregnant. You know what I'm saying. Everything got snatched away from me, you know, the birth I imagined, everything, but at the end of the day, I can't change it. And at the end of the day, all 3 of us came home healthy and happy and safe. All right, so that day, I was not allowed to see my daughter because I was incoherent. And she, as well as her, she had to be rushed to the NICU, is what I was told, because she had a breathing situation. So she had to be rushed to the NICU, and I was not able to see her that day. Oh, Lord, help me, please. Let me get through the video. The reason I was not able to care for her no matter what, even if she wasn't in the NICU, there was nothing I could do for her at that point. So by the end of that day, he was able to go see her, and he got a pic, and he brought me a pic. and I just cried because I just cried. I just cried. I couldn't even remember her name. So I just stuck with what I knew, which was Peanut. Till this day, I still call her Peanut because, again, I'm still getting through everything that's been going on. I still couldn't see her because I was still getting like the IVs and everything still going to get my vitals back up to normal and things like that. In the evening time, I was finally able to go see her, which was, saddening because it's just like, man, I gave birth to you yesterday morning and I'm just now getting a chance to see you. Little one, like, it sucked, y'all. It really did suck. Again, we made it home alive, and that's all that mattered. I got to the NICU, and I saw her, and I cried. I cried when I saw her. She was over there acting up, giving the people hell, period, like she should, as she should, period. I don't mind her doing that. They let me hold her. I was able to hold her. Not for long though. It was like, I don't even think it was 5 minutes. And then they took her back to put her back in the... And then after that, I went back to the room. All in all, I just want to say, like, if any of my followers that are pregnant, currently pregnant, or wanting to have kids, I know every time you scroll TikTok, Instagram, social media, women are telling you, oh my God, the epidural hurts. Oh my God, this, that, and the third. Yes, you're going to be in pain. Most women do go through some kind of pain during labor and delivery. Yes, the epidural hurt. Yes, delivery hurt. Yes, C-section hurt. Yes, VBAC hurt. Yes. However, that should be the last thing on your list. Oh, there go Peanut crying now. But she's with her dad, Karen's. Don't even come over here bothering me. She's with her father. She has a father. The pain should be the least, the very least. It should be at the bottom, the very bottom of your list. You need to worry about if you're going to make it home. You need to worry about no matter how healthy you are, in shape, work out every day, or a big girl, thick girl, oversized, obese. You don't know what your outcome is going to be. You worried about some pain like I was. My slow self worried about some pain because that's all I would see on social media. Women saying, oh, it hurts. Oh my God, it was the worst thing. I wish pain was my issue. I wish pain was what I went through instead of what I actually did. My one and only child, I have no memory of my birth, you guys. Not even a piece. The last thing I remember is her dad saying, I'm gonna be okay. And the worry I saw in his face. I don't know nothing. If I didn't know my OBGYN was the one gonna do my C-section, I wouldn't have knew who cut me. So the pain is nothing. Trust me. I'm happy and blessed to experience being a mother. I'm grateful and thankful that I got to keep my life and Peanut got to keep her life. I'm blessed and grateful to have some great supporters in my corner. Shout out to Bubbles. Bubbles was there for me from the beginning. I know I asked Bubbles at least 200 questions in them 9 months. So shout out to Bubbles. That was sweet of her. Whenever I needed someone to talk to, she picked up. And she's a mother and a wife. She didn't have to pick up. And if she didn't, I would have understood. Again, she's a mother and a wife. She picked up every time. She texted every time. Shout out to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law. And yeah, just everyone. Diamond. Me and Diamond have a tumultuous friendship. But whenever something goes down, we're always there for each other. So shout out to Diamond. Thank you. Love you, girl. Though you get on my nerves. Love you, girl. And of course, shout out to my My daughter's father, y'all. I've never seen someone adapt to a situation so fast. And I think it's fair. A lot of us, you know, we adapt to something when we get overcome with fear and, you know, things like that. So that was dope. And shout out to my mom too. I want to say thank you to my mom. She helped me with some good tips as well. And shout out to the people that never answered their phone or texted back when I needed somebody when I was pregnant and losing my mind. It's Easter weekend. I definitely recorded this video like 48 hours before Easter, but it's Easter weekend. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on my next video. Comment below if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed this French toast recipe. It was good. My family tore it up. And I love you guys.